Hello friends, today's topic will be childhood mortality. We'll consider the various aspects of mortality from birth to under 5 years of age or completion of fifth birthday. Myself, Dr. Vivek Vaksare, from Associate Professor from the Department of Community Medicine. Now, among all these mortality, the most important indicators are, I think, under 5 mortality, infant mortality, and neonatal mortality. These three are very important. In that, infant mortality is very why? First year of life is called as infancy, and it is the greatest threat to survival. If we take any age group, not only I'm saying age, if we group the people by their age group, the most deaths will be in the first year of life, that is among infants. So it is a very important period to study as an health practitioner. It also reflects the development of the country, not just medical healthcare but whole socio-economic development. It is reflected by the infant mortality. Now, infant mortality rate is total number of infant deaths in a given year in a given geographical area divided by total number of live births in a same year multiplied by 1000. This is a infant mortality rate. Again, as we discussed, infancy period is divided into two: neonatal period and post-neonatal period. Neonatal period causes are different, and in post-neonatal period, malnutrition, diarrhea, ARI, or most of the vaccine preventable diseases are the cause of death during post-neonatal period. The infant mortality is very significant because, as we discussed, it is the largest age-specific mortality. Deaths due to specific causes differ from what affects the adults. So you can't say that infant is a small adult. The total requirement, total causes are totally different. Okay. If you consider physical quality of life index, infant mortality rate is important parameter in it. So that much importance is given by the whole world for the infant mortality rate. Now, understanding the infant mortality rate. In 2015 itself, 45 lakhs, that is 75% of all under 5 deaths, were during the infancy. So you can see how much is the grievance or how much importance that figure causes. 45 lakhs deaths happened. Currently, it's still lower, but at least in 2015, the infant mortality rate was 32 deaths per 1000 live births. 2017, it is estimated to be around 29. Now, this is the chart where dark green denotes lowest mortality. Then mid to dark green, I can say that it has been slightly lower. So it goes on increasing, as you say. India comes in the even may not be in the gravest zone, but still very high infant mortality rate area. Now, risk factors for infants. If we consider social risk factors, Girl, being a girl or female child is a very high respect, both in cases of illegal abortions and even in case of neglect. The child will be given less food, they will not be given proper vaccination, they will be neglected, and that may result in the infections and mortality. So it's very high. If we consider global estimate, it is a girl child is more likely to survive than a boy child, but in India it's reverse due to the social factors. Then again, mother's age, a child born to very young or very old mother, both are likely to die. With means their risk is very high. Rural areas again, inability of proper services, inability of provisions, poverty, all this results in the higher infant mortality. Mother's education. It is always said that if a man is educated or literate, one person or individual becomes literate. If a woman becomes literate, whole family becomes literate. So it is the case. So among illiterate mothers, the risk of infant mortality is very high. Then if we get caste base, among SC and ST, in that higher infant mortality. All this comes to the economy, occupation, availability of services, all these boils down to the main, it's the economy. Poverty results in higher infant mortality rate. These are social causes. Now actually medical causes, if we see that during neonatal period and postnatal period, the causes slightly differ, and it is of course it will they will differ. Low birth weight rate in respiratory infection, diarrheal diseases, congenital malformations, and birth injuries. These are some of the important causes. Now, we can divide these factors into factors of perinatal period, late neonatal period, and postnatal period. Generally, mortality during perinatal and neonatal period accounts for 50% of infant mortality. So, from 7 month of pregnancy to 28 days of life, 50% infants are likely to die as compared to from 29 days to 1 year. Now, what are the causes during perinatal period? These related to the, first of all, developmental genetical anomalies. These are important. Then uh, care received by mother during ANC period. Most important is delivery practices, care during delivery, adult of care during delivery. These are important. Okay. Then during neonatal period, the problems like low birth weight, prematurity, congenital anomalies, these these are the these form the bulk of the reason for the deaths, and these deaths are generally very difficult to control or very difficult to avoid. But most of the post-neonatal mortality is due to social and environmental causes. What we discussed, the neglect of girl child, poverty, education, and all these factors affect in the post-neonatal period. Again, perinatal mortality is divided into three phases. Prenatal, that is from 7th month of pregnancy to actual onset of labor. In this, as we discussed, mother's age, problems to the mother's ANC care, then anatomical problems like uterine and cervical defects, blood incompatibilities that we know Rh positive and Rh negative rhesus factors, congenital anomalies, these play important role. Actually, during birth, that is intrauterine period, what happens? What are the complications that can happen? These are birth trauma, birth asphyxia, difficult labor, obstetric complications that inability of services resulting in the poor handling, omissions by doctors or attending nurse, late referral, difficult to reach the referral centers, unavailability of the health staff at the various levels. All these things can contribute to during intrauterine days. And post-neonatal period is preterm baby respiratory distress, anomalies, and infections. Again, the causes of hypermortality are summarized. You can pause the video and go through it. Now, prevention. Prevention can be divided into two categories: direct measures and indirect measures. So, what are direct measures? It is good ANC services, then good delivery services, availability of emergency obstetric care, then essential newborn services, that is newborn resuscitation, infection control, immunization, premature infants care should be available, management of diarrhea, early diagnosis and treatment. All these features comes under the direct preventive measures. What are the indirect measures? Measures that are directed for health promotion and total upliftment of society, that is socio-cultural development. These are all the indirect measures. So what is there? First, the status of women, age of marriage, later the age of marriage, very at least after 21 for women, then better chances of the survivability of the child. Family planning services, ANC services, education of the mother, proper growth monitoring of the child. The growth charts are used for that. Then preventive services, overall improved sanitary facilities, infrastructure, pet infrastructure. And one thing remember that the best preventive measure is economic development. If the person starts earning more, surely if he or she will not hesitate to spend more or on better resources. Now, second part is under fire mortality. They form 15% of the total population, so you can see that such a huge chunk it is. They are very high risk of developing mortality and morbidity. And once this, even if the child survive this period and has many episodes of the disease, it will hamper that child's growth, and those effects or those reflections will be seen throughout the life. Okay. Now, how you calculate under 5 mortality rate? Under 5 mortality rate is a death of a child under 5 years completion of age, that is before 5th birthday, in a given area in an year, divided by total number of live births multiplied by 1000. So actually, even though it is stated that under 5 mortality rate, it is actually under 5 mortality ratio or child mortality ratio. Okay, even though it is written as a rate here because it has become a norm generally to write rate, but this is not a rate, it is a ratio, remember this. Okay, this is a probability of dying between birth to 5 years of age. Six condition cause about 70 to 90% of the deaths in this period. These 6 conditions are listed here. Again, if you see that neonatal mortality forms a huge chunk of even of under 5 mortality. The causes of neonatal period are different and postnatal period of the period are different. In exam, try to draw these figures, and you don't need to be exact in the size of pie, but still it should be reflective. Means that the size of pie shown by you for HIV, it should not be bigger than prematurity. Are you getting the point? So you should understand like this. Roughly, you should be able to draw this. Now, Under 5 mortality, if you see the socio-cultural reasons, then it depends on the mother's status, health of social status as well as health status. Immunization, availability of MCH services, overall economic status of family, so that includes food and income available, availability of sanitation and safe water. Okay. Now, global scenario, if we consider that in 2015, under 5 mortality rates were at 43. That is 43 per thousand live births. If you see sustainable development goals that we discussed previously, it is targeted to achieve less than 25,000 25 deaths, under 5 deaths per thousand live births. So we have to achieve 25 by 2030. Again, the global scenario, India has the highest number of child deaths in the world, as our rate is much higher than China, and population is near equal to China. So it's but expected that we are contributing highest number of under 5 mortality. See, it's a rare phenomenon to see that the statistics, if we compare maternal mortality India to the least developed African countries, then there is a much difference. If we can say that maternal mortality rates are much better in India, and even other mortality or other health statistics. But if we see specifically low birth weight or malnutrition, or even the under 5 mortality, then these are comparable to some of the poorest states in the Africa. So this paradox is quite notable. The very important initiatives for reducing the under 5 mortality, breastfeeding initiative. That is, it is a baby-friendly hospital initiative globally by UNICEF. So that 10 steps and all these things to promote the breastfeeding in the hospitals that you might be knowing. Okay. India has also started its own initiative, Mother's Absolute Affection (MA) program. It is all similar to the BHFI of the UNICEF. Just that even we government of India is giving prizes for the best performing hospitals. Then integrated and syndromic approach to sick child. That is integrated management of the childhood illnesses. India, it is not IMCI. In India, it is IMNCI. That is integrated management of neonatal and childhood illnesses. And now the the UN has declared child health is a right. So it's not something the government is giving favor or we are doing favor. Child health is a now declared right of every children. So the things like child labor, abuse, exploitation, neglect, early marriages, sexual abuse, violence against them, all these are considered under this. The child has a right to be protected against this. It is not just a right or it is not just parent who should be looking for that, but government, everything, everyone has a duty towards issuing the child health, proper child health. Now, one more initiative. It was developed by Dr. Morley while working in rural areas of Nigeria. This Dr. Morley has developed two very important initiatives. First is under 5 clinics and second is growth charts. Both are these designed by this person, and I think the all over the world lakhs of childs owe their life for these basic strategies. So under 5 mortality is under 5 clinic is his brainchild. So uh, what is this? It is a low cost health services, mostly using auxiliaries and village health workers. Basically, it is a concept of well baby clinics, practices with emphasis on immunization and promotive growth monitoring. The if you see the uh, aspects of this is the symbol of under 5 clinic. It can be asked in spotters. Health education, care in illness, monitoring growth, preventive care, and family planning are the various aspects of the under 5 clinics. What are the goals of under 5 clinic is to provide comprehensive health care to young children in specialized facilities. Now objectives, if we see care in illness, what is care in illness? The clinic should be able to manage fever, diarrhea, ARI, skin infection, helminthiasis, etc. Secondly, essential laboratory, basic laboratory services, X-ray facilities, and there should be a good referral mechanism. Second is growth monitoring. Child is weighed here for first year monthly, then up to 3 years once every 2 months, and in fourth and fifth year once every 3 months. Height and mid upper arm circumference are noted. A growth chart is maintained. Milestones are recorded and delay in any if it is noted and evaluated. Preventive care means what? Vitamin A, iron supplementation, antihelminthics, and most important is vaccination. Availability of ORS, regular checkup, all this comes under the preventive health care. Again, family planning services. Here we have cafeteria approach. The bulk of the family planning services are available. Merits and demerits are each have are been uh, suggested to the mother, and she has to choose what is the best for her. And health education, mother is receptive here as she comes for managing her child. She is receptive here, so here you can give proper health education. Basically these under 5 clinics are targeted to the children who are brought along with the infants. See, people generally do take care of their infants, so their regular immunization they will do, their checkup will be regular. But when they also bring along the elder brother or sister, which are generally little bit neglected. We can call it as a second baby syndrome. These are generally they can be neglected. It's not that I said it is a rule that they are neglected, but they could be neglected. So this is more targeted to those children. Understand? We're discussing sustainable development goal for many times. So always remember regarding the childhood mortality, the targets 3.2 is
that neonatal mortality by 2030, neonatal mortality should come under 12 and under 5 mortality should come under 25.
Okay, and all preventable deaths under 5 years of age. So this is the basic target. It is one of the targets in the sustainable development goal. Now again, newer initiatives are Janani Shishu Suraksha Karyakram, Navzat Shishu Suraksha Karyakram,
NCI web
enabled mother child tracking system, RMNCH plus A for adolescent nowadays, Ma, that is Mother's Absolute Affection Program, Mission Indradhanush, and MR campaign. These are all the newer initiatives. So you have to learn there. It is beyond the scope of this lecture to go in each of them, but it will be taught in various lectures, relevant lectures, and you have to go through it. But whenever you are answering a question, long question regarding this, you can for your compilation I have given all these things here. Now this initiative is important initiative, also part of it, and I wanted to discuss in detail because it is generally not covered elsewhere. It is a Rashtriya Bal Swasthya Karyakram, RBSK. What is RBSK? Basically, it tries to identify, screen the physical deformities among the children, deformity, deficiencies, delays, and they try to provide corrective measures for that. Okay, so screening for 4Ds: birth defect, deficiencies, diseases, and developmental delays, including disabilities. Basic focus is birth due to the disabilities. So screening is done at various age levels of various age group by various people, trained people or staff. It is given in the table. You can read it. Corrective measures are totally paid, so free for the parents, and these are applied to the measures are being done, or treatment is done in the empaneled hospitals or government hospitals. These are all the diseases covered under the measures in this scheme. So treatment management is done totally free. These are all the diseases, defects, disabilities which are covered under the scheme. There is one more plan, India Newborn Action Plan, INAP. Again, it is again goal to prevent all the neonatal deaths. So that is to achieve single digit, less than 10%, 10 neonatal mortality rate by 2030, and to prevent the stillbirths. So these are the targets. Neonatal mortality we have to achieve less than 10, stillbirth rate less than 10, safe delivery is 95%, initiation of breastfeeding more than 90%. Okay, so how we want to achieve this? We want to achieve this through intervention package for reducing neonatal mortality and for reducing stillbirth. So for reducing this, there is a care during the labor and childbirth. Basically, whatever currently are we giving, just we want to strengthen these services. Okay, and involving the private practitioners also. Now current coronavirus lockdown, you all have experienced. So what are guidelines regarding MCH care during this lockdown or during this period? So why these guidelines are important? If eventually similar conditions, similar pandemics appear in the future, then also we can take through this experiment and apply to the future scenarios. So regarding ANC services during the lock time, all the ANC services, like all the essential ANC services like walk-in services were available, including availability of iron and folic acid and calcium supplementation. High risk pregnancies had to be tracked by ANM and ASHA. Referral and follow-up had to be done. Last trimester, the telephonic contact should be conducted by ASHA and ANM, so tracking can be done properly. Intrapartum safe institutional delivery services has to be made available to the in spite of COVID status. For COVID positive mothers, there should be separate wards and separate spaces available. For non-COVID, there should be separate. Ambulance services should be also separate for COVID positive and the COVID negative mothers. The screening should be done for every mother. Postpartum and newborn care, availability of all the essential and important services without fail. And in case of home delivery, there should be immediately visits made by ASHA, Anganwadi workers or ANM. Family planning and safe abortion services should be made available. All the contraceptive services and abortion services, it should not be broken or it should not be hampered. Immunization services, always remember, vaccination should not be postponed. It should be given at the period, and after the lockdown, catch up vaccination. If the people have missed, then catch up vaccination has to be done. This was small part. It is a recent topic, so maybe it may be asked in examination. That is why I included in this. Thank you. Again, if you have any doubt, if you have any what I can say, this feedback, proper feedback, you can add in the comment section.